Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, I'm here. Don't worry. I was in the office. I had to set some things up first before we got the stream started. I'm going to get the microphones going, and then we're going to start cooking. So we're going to have a little breakfast. How are you guys doing? Can you hear me? Can you hear hello, hello, hello? How are we doing today? Please do me a favor, hit the likes and subscribe, and let's have an awesome cook session here. Okay. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is wash our hands, because I was messing around back there on the computers. The second thing I'm going to do is get the organic beef. Now, what we like to use here is hey pasta, we're doing organic ground beef today. Grass-fed, 93.7. We get this from Whole Foods because that's Joy's favorite. How's your guys' weekend going? I see a lot of stuff online. I see a lot of positivity. Thank you guys for all the good vibes and everything. Thank you for all the donations, by the way, on my birthday. That was totally unexpected. I don't know if you guys coordinated that or if you just this is just kind of a collective thing up in the sky where you guys just kind of like, but anyways, it really meant the world to me. So thank you so much for that. And I hope to give you some good entertainment today. Because I owe you guys. So we use 93.7. We only eat ground beef. No, that's not true. We only eat organic ground beef, I should say. Joy does not like to eat the conventional beef. She's something about GMOs. All right. Thank you for hitting the likes and subscribe. Now, the seasonings we use, now you got two different types of seasonings you can use. You've got McCormick's, okay, which is just their standard. You also have the McCormick's Culinary. And these are great for a couple of reasons. One, if you want to, you can put the date, you can write on here so you know when you last used it. But two, it's a better quality spice that I've noticed. Like they come out better. Like it's hard to describe. Like these are these are supposed to be dried leaves, but they are coming out like heavier. Like they're heavier than the traditional ones that you normally get, the McCormick's. So that's why I like those. And then she likes a little bit of cayenne pepper, and that's really good. And this new thing I got that she's really into is this right here. This smoked paprika. Paprika. You know, we have a degreaser. That's not a bad idea. I mean, it's unfortunately I don't think it's grease back there. It's caked on. Are you new here? If you're new, we came in this house and it was way worse. Let's put it that way. And whew, that spice on the paprika. Spicy. And so we kind of have been working on little projects here and there and little things, but we had a lot of stuff to do. I mean, with very limited finances, we don't have a lot of money. I mean, if we had a ton of money, things would happen a lot faster. But we have to do this like piecemeal, one at a time. We have to manage our finances, be really careful about it. So we can make sure we have our organic ground beef every day. I didn't put any oil on this one because Joy does not like oil. Hey, Trigger Man, what's up, buddy? Whew. I pepper sprayed myself a little bit. Okay. So whoever was asking about the degreaser, hey, thanks for the follow. The Jot Nehara. What did you think about this one? Anybody having experience with this? That's what I got. I got two of these. I think it's cool. You guys tell me. You love smoked oh, really? Oh, yes. Yes, that does sound... I mean, Joy loves it on everything right now. So she's having me put it on all of her food all the time. Now, for the ladies, I think I'm going to make them... some eggs. I have an onion. I'm going to cut an onion. We'll do like a little omelet. I think I had some mushrooms in here somewhere. I don't know what happened to them. Did they go away? You know, sometimes things go bad and I don't know about it. So it looks like the mushrooms are gone. So we'll do eggs and steak.
Here's what I'd like to say.
Oh.
I guess I can kind of say it, I think, to the group.
Oh, sure.
Even though it's meeting related. But,
what? What's going on?
I think the thing is...
we got a little paprika. Sorry about that.
So I was thinking about I was thinking about the Zoom thing. And here's the issue with the Zoom. The Zoom people are not actually as serious about getting sober. They are worried about missing out on something. Because if you're serious about getting sober, you can go to any meeting.
Yeah.
They're worried they're going to miss out on the meeting they like the most. That's not actually that serious about sobriety. You're just worried you're going to miss out on what your friends are saying or whatever, because people are always going to like their home group. So they aren't at a meeting. They should not be taken the same as the people that are actually attending a meeting. Because they're not. If they're serious, attend a meeting where you are. Attend a meeting in person. Because on Zoom is not the same as going to a meeting. You are not the same as the people in the meeting. Those people got off their ass, got out of bed, and went to a meeting. And if you're in a different state, then go to a meeting in your state.
Yeah, no kidding, Mike.
You are not the same as the people that are in the meeting because you didn't get your ass out of your house, wherever you can't leave your house. People make it in meetings in anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people go and they go to a meeting where they are. You don't have to be on the one that you want. That's just because you are like, you're being choosy and you're not that serious. If you're serious about sobriety, you go to a meeting that's available where you are, in person. And this whole new Zoom thing, it's like, now just do Zoom, and then you guys are all treated the same. You guys get to take up half the time of the meeting, so no one in the actual meeting can share, only the people online.
Yeah, I think what we should do is...
We went to the business meeting, and none of our votes counted.
No, you know what I think we should do? I'm going to bring it up next time. I say, maybe people on Zoom don't get to share.
I mean, we were on the wrong side of the vote.
Maybe you don't
Everything we voted for got denied today. But we went to support our friends. We didn't really care that much about the subjects. But we went to support...
Dystopian Spaces here.
Hello, Dystopian Space. We went to support our friends that were very passionate about some of the things, like removing the Lord's Prayer from the end, because they either are of a religion that they don't like that, or they are not religious at all, and they feel that one is very religious compared to the Serenity or Third Step Prayer. And we were all for that, because, like if that makes people uncomfortable, but that got denied, so. But now half the people are mad at us for siding with other people. So, man, we'd never been in a business meeting, but we pissed off half the group. We got half of them on our side, half of them, or whatever. Well, not half and half because we lost. So we have less people on our side because both the things, everything that was voted for that we were opposing, it failed. It's pretty funny. But I mean, people are heated. I mean, I never seen anything like that in the meetings. So. It was fun. We had a good time. All right, let me get it back to you.
All right.
Thank you for again.
Yeah. Okay. Enjoy yourself. Yeah. Is that true, Polo? Well, Polo, it sounds like you got to work on you don't have a very solid program going on. If that's all it takes. How long have you been sober? Have you been sober very long? Hey, Brandy.
Sorry, I'm back for more.
Oh, wait, here she comes.
Back for more.
Hold on, she has more input she wants to give.
Also, it's the weirdest thing, but one of the key components of the program is hugging people or shaking their hand, but primarily hugging them. And you don't get that on Zoom when you're at your own home or wherever. So it's just like, we're not trying to, you got that one on, are you going to put some oil on that one or something? This one? You've had this
What?
plan going for a while.
I know.
But anyways.
Let me worry about this. Don't worry about that.
Yes.
Play your position.
Zoom, they started that during the pandemic because no one could go to in-person meetings. So that was fabulous for people during the pandemic. We weren't in the program, but this, people have told us about it. So, but now people are going because either they want to still go to a meeting when they don't live in that area anymore or that state, or they don't want to leave their house in the morning. Well, that's not very program related to if you have the ability to be at a meeting, you need to be in a meeting.
Yeah.
Not because you're like, oh, I woke up late, so let me just put on the Zoom.
Yeah.
No, well then set your alarm and get up early because you are not taking it seriously, so you should not be. So it's the problem. Here's the issue that's going on in the meetings with Zoom is they're giving a huge amount of time for the people on Zoom where people in the actual meeting don't get to share. Like a huge portion don't get to share in the meeting. Then we have all this time for these Zoom people. We have to listen to the same people every day because it's the same people that are on Zoom every day, and they all get to share because there's less of them. But then there's all these other people that we never hear from in the other meeting because we listen to the same people every single day that are at home that aren't even in the meeting, that didn't even show up. They're not even in the same state, which is fine. They might have good contributions, but it's not fair to the people that are there in the state, in the meeting, that got up, and then they're saying, oh, you're excluding the Zoom people. How we're not treated the same. We're not just as human as you guys. Stupid crap like that, but it was funny. It was a great meeting. Oh man, we had people arguing, getting up, and I was like, what's going on here? The one guy they'd be like, excuse me, I am speaking. That happened a bunch of times. Yeah. Excuse me, I have the floor.
You got their little argument.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. But we had never been. Oh my gosh, our meeting was so big today that we had to go to a different room. It was the biggest meeting they've ever had there because we couldn't fit in the room that we normally fit in. We're going to have to move because we're not fitting in that other room anymore. We should go up there.
Well,
that was better.
Like that.
No, but that was cool. We were up there. But I thought it was speaker meeting because we were up there. It was upstairs from our other one and packed in there. Man. And then a bunch of people stayed for the business meetings. It was huge meetings today. And so many people had opinions. Richard had an opinion. He kept giving his opinion. And then, all of a sudden, a helicopter lands at the church. So Richard bolts out of the meeting. Everyone thinks there's like a fire that happens. Everyone's like, what happened to Richard? I was like, oh, a squirrel. The helicopter was landing. He has to film it. They're like, oh, one guy thought you were like running from the cops or something. Thought you were scared of the helicopter.
Yeah, right. Oh, you think they...
No, he said that. Was he scared? It was a joke. I know, it was a joke. But no, a helicopter landed at the church, and Richard ran out. Because we were during the meeting. It's like we hear this huge loud noise. We're like, and so like it's really because we had one of the doors open. We're like, what is going on? Like it was really really loud noise of a helicopter, but we didn't realize it was landing. And then we're like, here it comes. We're like in the meeting because we're upstairs, and you can see out the window it's landing. Richard's like bolts out of the meeting to go film the helicopter. But everyone was like, what was he doing?
The things I go through to make sure you guys have good content, you would not believe.
Yeah. I was like, oh, he films everything. But yeah, very, very interesting meeting. We had a great time this morning. Entertaining to say the least. People were very, very opinionated and very heated towards each other. I didn't expect that. Like, I thought it was going to be a lot more, like, respectful.
How long have you been sober? Now they're all...
I don't know what day it is today. It's either 65 or 66. So it's not a question of what I think it's... Today is day 65. 65. I have it written down as a... And in my little thing. See, today is day 65. And I have it on my calendar. Oh God, if you guys see my calendar, it's insane. Just show it really fast, Rich. I don't want anyone to screenshot it, but don't hang it on my. Don't keep it over here. But this is insane. It's It's like how my brain is. I write down everything and I cross it all out. Okay, all right, there you go. Okay, good. But done. No more. But on my calendar, isn't that crazy? If you screenshot it, doesn't really say anything. It just says meetings and stuff like that. But so I write everything down. But yeah, I write down my calendar 65. So the date was January 22nd was the last day that I drank. 2026. And today is now what, the 28th? Today is day 65. Excuse me. Oh, that feels better. But anyways, what an insane morning we have already had. And I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. Richard's cooking, so I don't know why he left it in here. But oh, have you guys seen my chair? Oh dear, it should be in here. Have you guys seen this? Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh my chair. So happy. It has an ottoman too, but the ottoman's over here. Casper's been. Look how cute it is. Oh, look at the little cutie. I love it. Isn't it cute? Isn't this wonderful? Hello, my friends. I feel like Stuart Smalley. Have you guys ever seen Stuart Smalley Save His Family? I don't like the ottoman for my feet. I like that it has it because I like to put stuff on it over here. I put my blankets and I put like when I'm folding my laundry and stuff. So I love having that. And luckily Casper's been distracted with the ottoman, so he hasn't got to the chair yet. But I know that day will come. Okay, let me get the let me bring you guys down because you're like looking down. I'll bring your legs down on the tripod, and then I'm gonna grab the light, and we'll sit in there. I'll chat with you guys for a minute. I guess this is what's happening. This is what we're doing. I can't tell which leg is supposed to go. Tripods are funny if you. Okay, there we go. Sometimes it's hard to tell which leg. Like when you start putting down, you only get this if you use tripods. They're like, what are you talking about? But tripods, have several different lengths they can go up and down, and you'll be like, which level did I do? Because you want to do the same levels, otherwise it gets weird if you for each leg. But you'd be surprised if it's a really tall one. You're like, oh, which one do I do? Only people that use tripods have any idea what I'm talking about. It doesn't. To everyone else like that made no sense. We have had so many tripods. They're kind of our friends because we have the tripods with the lights and then just the tripods for everything else. Richard is kind of obsessed with tripods. It's kind of his thing. We've had so many over the years. We used to travel with like 3 tripods at least. Could have big ones, small ones. We always pushed the amount of bags you could carry on the plane, for like your extra ones where it was like, it wasn't that they were big, it was just like the number, because it would be like, we would have a carry-on suitcase, a carry-on backpack, a tripod, a purse, and usually like another bag or something. Now they're much stricter. They only now you can't, your purse counts as one, so I found that out. I'm so glad I'm not traveling now. Oh dear, with everything going on. Sounds horrible to travel this year. I'm like, I'm so glad I did all my traveling in 2025. We might go to LA, but that's driving. We might go to LA pretty soon. Actually, I'm looking forward to that if we do, because I want to go boogie boarding again. At first, I didn't want to go to LA. I was really thankful we were just staying in Vegas. But now I'm like, I'm ready to go back to LA because that would be really fun. We may or may not go. It just kind of depends. Vegas was doing really good until all this wonderful stuff going on with the economy and the stock market and everything. People are not really in the mood to come to Vegas and have a good time when things are very hectic. Okay, that wire is not going to work. Maybe I'll do it over here so it's not in your guys' way. Sorry. I guess that's to be part of my setting up here, but it looks better with the light. And you guys are going to have to go in front of here. There we go, we'll get this. Casper hates when when all this stuff is in here because he feels like this is his little space, like when the lights and the tripod are blocking his little area there. It's really funny. He gets really mad. He is a grumpy little thing, but he's also the cutest little thing. Okay. Look at this. Isn't this cute? Well, you might not think it's cute, but if you like bears, which I do, this one is so cute, but this one's so significant to me for a couple of reasons. One, my mom bought me so many bears my entire life. That's all I ever got for anything, any sort of... Oh,
you're talking now?
Yeah, I decided to. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, I'll put your left over here.
Okay. My mom got me, say I can sit like this in this chair, like that. Make sure I'm not showing. I got it wrong one. Anything, birthdays, Christmas, anything, I got bears. Like, pretty much nothing else. Like, I really didn't have a lot of clothes growing up because I'd be like, Mom, can I have clothes? I'd ask for clothes. Most kids are like, oh, I got clothes. So I'd be like asking for clothes. Like, oh, yeah, I'll get some clothes. It'd be like bear. For Christmas, it would be like 20 bears. Like, every gift would be bears. And so I had the biggest bear collection, like, my whole life. But so this bear looked exactly like one of the ones I had as a kid, which was one of my favorites because these ones are really soft. But I got this a couple years ago, and my mom's favorite flower is a sunflower, and she did sunflowers for her wedding, for her second wedding, which I think sunflowers for a wedding is kind of ridiculous. I don't know. Am I call me crazy on that? But I think you're supposed to pick like more dainty flowers, for a wedding. Like sunflowers, like it's loud. But and then the bear says the joy of fresh, which my name's Joy. So I was like, this bear is just very significant and special to me. I've had it for a while, but he's been up there, and so when Rich got me this chair for my birthday, I brought him down, and it's making me happy, because it's just very significant. So when I sit here, I do my readings here. And I've been like holding my little bear. I'm like, I feel like a little kid, but he's supposed to hold a flower, but I've never used it for that purpose. So he has, right here, he was sold in the section for flowers, and then you can put flower, like he's supposed to be delivered with, or not delivered.
My grandmother's favorite flower was sunflowers.
Oh, that's great.
My name is William Wallace, says William. No, that's his name.
Really? Wow, well, you have a famous name, that's for sure. But yeah, my mom, she had those at her second wedding. My mom's second wedding was hilarious. So me and my sister were in my mom's second wedding, obviously. And second, she only had two, which at the time was crazy. Now, way more. But she didn't have a lot of money, so she did like just a very, very cheap wedding. But some of the things were so tacky to me, but my mom, she just was kind of that way. Like, she was a very, I don't want to say classy is not the right word for her. She wasn't trashy, but she was tacky at times, if that makes sense. But she also could be very classy in the sense, like she dressed very nice, and she took care of herself, and she was very clean, and and very, well-spoken and things like that. But other things she just did so tacky, I guess would be the right word. And I just felt like her wedding. And I knew this even as a kid. Like, I was like this. But she got her wedding dress for only $1 at a thrift store. A beautiful wedding dress, actually. But she used to brag to everyone about this. She got a fucking $1. Oh, no, I think it was $10. I take it back. $10. And then the hat was $1 or something. She had this pretty hat, but that's what it was. But it's been a long time ago. I think that was in 1995, maybe 94, somewhere around there. But anyways, yeah, me the over. I turned 41 a couple days ago on the 24th, so getting up there. 1985, I was born. But yeah, so it would have been. Oh yeah, it would have been 1995. That's when she married my stepdad. I was 10. But yeah, that was the sunflowers. I just thought was like just the icing on the cake of tackiness, because they just felt like really loud, like because they're really big at a wedding, and she put like a bunch of them. I don't know. I was like, whatever. But yeah, so today is day 65. Thank you guys for making me come in here and take a look. I was really busy all morning. Usually in the morning, I kind of...
Do you realize that Gloria, Richard, and Annette are actually your family now?
Oh, yeah. No, I know that. I've known that for a long time. That's why...
No, this is your... Like, the other family doesn't even...
Yeah, no, I've known
that
for a long time. That's what happens
when you get married, a female.
Yeah.
Like, the other one subsides.
Oh, yeah, no, I know that.
So,
no, this is my family now. Yeah, no, I know that.
That's what Joy Swanson just said.
Thank you. No, I know that. I know. I mean, I literally have... Oh, that's cool. Cool, love your name. I mean, literally, my last name is their name. So, I mean, they are my family. I don't even associate with my... I don't even say my maiden last name anymore, because it's actually associated with so many negative things, not just with me. The actual name, I come from a racist family. So that name is very... there was a lot of bad things that some people in that family did, and so... partially why my dad does not speak to me is the things I said about my family, which were true. And I said I didn't want to be a part of them anymore because of the things they've done in the past. And so I'm not a part anymore, I guess is what... They didn't respond, they just blocked me, so... but I said I didn't want to be a part, so it was my own doing. But I didn't feel comfortable as I got older, realizing some of the things that my family, not like immediate, like generations back, like great had done. And I have always had heard rumors, but the more I learned as an adult, I'm like, because other people are not saying that that's a problem. Does that make sense? It's fine, like, we can't change what our relatives way back did, but the current ones think it's okay. And I'm like, well, then I have an issue with you guys. If you think it's okay, this behavior, and it was some racist behavior, and I'm not for that. So, yeah, I just can't condone that. So that's a big thing. People think that it's Richard, why I don't speak to my family. It's like, nah, he was just the person that gave me kind of the out to finally get away from them. But I was many times not speaking to them, even when I was speaking to them. In the sense, like, it was the times I wouldn't, and then I would, and then, and they were always mad at me for whether I was drinking or not drinking, and always something I was doing wrong. So, and my family cuts people out. Like, my grandma disowned my mom when I was 10, and then my dad's family, they do that all the time. Everyone's cut out of the family. So it's just par for the core. But I was the one that cut them out, and then now they just have responded to the fact that I'm like, I don't want to be a part of the family. And they're like, all right, cool, you're not, bye. And I think I was just thinking that they would argue about it more. No, we want you. They're like, good, bye. Sever the ties. So I think that's where I'm like, you as the child, feel like if you, run away, you hope your parents will come look for you. That was never the case when I was a kid. Like, I would run away, and I would have to come home. Like, they don't come look for you. I'm like, is anyone ever going to come? I'm like, no, I don't think so. So I finally go home, and they're like, oh, the dishes are still waiting for you. Because I would usually I get mad. I remember one incident, because we did all the chores at my mom's house. But we lived with my mom. We only went to my dad's 2 days a week. And not on the same 2 days. It'd be like on Tuesday and Thursday. So we felt we shouldn't have to do chores at that house, me and my sister. Since we do chores at the house we live at, we're just kind of guests here. But they're like, nope, no kids are guests. You're a child. So they were making me do the dishes. And I'm not a lazy person, but it was a principle for me, I guess, at the age of, 6 or 7. Principle, and that this isn't fair. I don't live here. I shouldn't have to do your guys' dishes. And they said I should. So I ran away. And for a long time, like this, I had left after dinner, so it was like probably 5 o'clock, 5:30. I come home to like 11 p.m. or something. And I came in, and I was young too. And it's dark. And we live out in the woods. I said, I don't know what happened to me. And they're like, the dishes are still waiting for you when I got home. And I go, oh man, I thought for sure someone would have done them by the time I was out there too. So I learned very young that running away didn't help, and that no one was coming for you. Because the worst feeling, they're going to be worried, and they're going to come, and they're going to come look for me. And then you sit out there for a while, and you go, no. With Richard, it's the opposite. I would still do the running thing, and not anymore, that I finally stopped drinking. But when I drank, I still did that behavior, and he always came to look for me. I mean, like, right away. And he'll have looking for you, like, ever. It's pretty sweet. I don't do it for that reason, but it feels good when someone will come look for you. But my family, no. They do everything on, like,
Hello.
Tough love.
Let's see. Okay.
And I mean my old family when I say that. Because, yeah, I know this is my family now, but it's hard to differentiate. My maiden family, I guess I could call them. So I have a tickle my throat today. Excuse me.
But they're your parents. I don't know what you're talking about, but they said they were a parent. They are your parents.
Well, my mom's dead, so that one's gone, and my brother's dead. And my dad has never really been a parent. So my actual parent is dead. The only parent that was ever a parent to me is not alive. My dad was the Disneyland dad without actually having the money to take us to Disneyland. So, like, Disneyland at the park dad. But my mom was like, actually taught us, actually took care of us.
Are you ready for breakfast?
Yeah. Are you going to take it back?
I can in a second here.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Then I'll just wait a minute.
Wrap it up.
Okay.
Tell it again in the
Yeah,
middle.
but let's get back to it. So today is day 65.
You're getting a lot of love on the channel here. Everyone's saying how much they appreciate you. Thank you guys for all the positive
Oh, did you guys
comments.
see the wonderful thing about the pillow with Gloria? Oh, it was such a good moment. So I saw this pillow on Amazon. Actually, it's even kind of cooler than that. I thought it was a pillow, and then I ordered it, and as it was coming, I started to read the details more, which you probably should do before you order it, and it said it was a pillow cover. And I go, oh, shoot. Well, maybe I'll have a pillow that'll fit. But I thought it was going to be smaller, and it turned out to be larger than I thought. And I go, oh dear, I don't know if we have a pillow that's going to fit. But we had a pillow that fit perfect. So that part was really cool because I thought I was ordering a pillow, but it was a cover. But anyways, so it was just the most beautiful message. And Gloria doesn't cry that often. And it was just a really beautiful moment. And it made us cry. And I don't know. It really was like a message from John Richard's father to her. It was very beautiful, and we're all getting along great now. There's no more of that ever fighting around here with Gloria. I mean, we were ashamed that we ever did. Things were pretty crazy last year and the year before, but now it seems like foreign to us that that even occurred. Shameful. We're embarrassed and apologize for the way we acted. We don't act that way anymore, and the program has really helped us in all of our affairs to act better. But I just love my meetings. We went to a speaker meeting last night. That was really good. And it's really cool because we know so many people now that we cannot go to a meeting without, even today, when we were at our business meeting, there was a meeting coming afterwards, and we knew several people from that meeting, and we're like, hey.
It wasn't even, but it wasn't the same.
No, but it's from a meeting that we go to on the other side of town.
It was a whole different program.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It wasn't even. Yeah, it wasn't even. Yeah, you're right. It was a different program, and it was just crazy because we're getting to know so many people. And I had a thought the other day. At the Whole Foods, we see everybody. I saw several people at the Whole Foods. I don't know if you saw them when you were in there.
I did.
Hey, don't say the names. But yeah, I said hi to everybody. But what's amazing is I was thinking about it. It's so good on accountability things that I guarantee if I tried to get alcohol probably pretty much anywhere and tried to consume it, let's say I went to a bar, let's say I went to a restaurant, let's say I bought it and ended up in the bushes, I probably, if I was in our area here, I probably would see someone from our meetings, if in the amount of time. I'm not saying if I grabbed it really quick and then came right home. I'm saying what I do where I walk around like an idiot. I think someone would see me. I guarantee, that's how many people we know, that it's I bet you if I was wandering around like I used to do, I bet you a couple of the people from our meetings would see us, because we know that many people now. It's pretty amazing, because we've gone to a lot of meetings too, and so you meet people, but then in this particular area where we're at, we go to a lot of meetings. So, but we've been to ones all over town too, so we know people Rich. When our first month really, more first 2 weeks. First 2 weeks probably, we tried every meeting in town. We wanted to make sure we found the ones that we liked, and now we're pretty stuck on the certain ones, but we've been going to other ones. The other day we went to one. It was so cool. I don't think I had mentioned this to you guys. I don't remember if I had. I don't remember if I mentioned this to you guys or not. But on Richard's birthday, I don't know if I blogged. Have I not blogged since? I don't remember. We wanted to go to an evening meeting, and we would love if our meeting did an evening meeting, and they do, but it's only Zoom. And I don't like Zoom meetings. I like going in person. And it's Zoom for everybody. There's no in-person. It's everybody's Zoom. And I'm I just don't really like that format. I mean, that's good for some people, but I don't like that. I was saying earlier, I like being in person. I like, you handshake, hug people. It's that fellowship of being in person with people. But, making eye contact, being there. And it's hard to hear on Zoom. I wouldn't be able to hear, because I can't always hear even in the meeting. I wouldn't be able to hear on Zoom. And a lot of people complain about they can't hear. But, we tried to go to this meeting we'd never been to. It was an evening meeting, and we walk in, and there's 3 people at a tiny table, like someone's tiny, it would look like someone's tiny dining table, for 5 people. And we're like, oh no. We thought it was going to be a really big meeting, because it was at a massive church, and we thought, oh, this would be great. We walk in, we're like almost floored, and we sit down, and we're like, oh no, and this is really old, boring man, not to complain about meetings, But it was Richard's birthday, and he really wanted like a really good meeting. And we sit down with this older man, and he's just like talking so slowly. He starts the video, and we're just like, we were just looking at each other, and I'm just like, oh no, because we're like, an hour of this was just the 5 of us, because it was 3 people, then me and Rich. We're like, oh no, that's too small. Because you have an hour, what are you gonna do? Because normally there's so many people, not everyone can share, but an hour, you each get like 15 minutes to talk, pretty much. And so Richard goes, I can't do this. I'm sorry, I thought we were going to a big meeting. We gotta go. And he gets up and we leave. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like embarrassed, but I'm like also like, oh, thank God. So we look for, there's another meeting that we were thinking of going this a half hour later. That's the cool thing. I'm saying there's meetings all different times, to like, unless they're literally, that's the only one you can go to. But, you really should go in person. If you can only go on Zoom for whatever reason, at least you're on there. But if you can go in person, you really should go in person. And it's so much more meaningful and helpful. But so we get to summit, and then it turns, so it ends up being at a law office. And I don't know if you guys know, but our meeting has a ton of lawyers. And so it's at a law office, and we walk up, and there's this other guy who's new that's trying to get in there, and the door's locked, and we go, oh, okay, great. 'Cause sometimes the meetings aren't where they say they are, they're supposed to be, but they aren't. Like, oh man, it's strike number 2 on Richard's birthday. And then all of a sudden, here comes one of our favorite guys from our morning meeting coming. We can see him through the door, and we're like, what? Oh my God! I'm not gonna say his name, and we're like, oh my God! Turns out it's his law office, it's his building, and it was a smaller meeting, but it had about 10 or 11 people, which is way better than 5. But we knew like 2 or 3 of the people, so it was awesome. And they made Richard do the sharing because it was his birthday, and it was so much better. But we were so happy that we switched. But it's crazy because we did not know that we were going to know the guy that actually it's his. He owns the firm. I'm like, oh, small world. And then today, me and Richard got asked to co-chair in April, which I was like, I don't think we have enough sobriety for that. And so she went and asked the lady who kind of like, no one's really in charge, but the lady that kind of does the services. And she said, no, that's fine, because we're filling in for a lady. I'm doing 1 week, and Richard's doing the next week, so we're getting really involved. And we're doing the greeting, or we greet people coming into the meeting. We did it all this month. You do it 1 day a week, and then we're doing it all next month 1 day a week, and we're also going to do the co-chair, so we're getting really... And then we went to the business meeting today, which was after our morning meeting, so we're all gung-ho sobriety. We really are. I mean, it's just like... Although I was upset that everything that... Actually, it wasn't for me that I was voting, but later Rich was like, oh, he was kind of upset that we even voted that way, but we had talked about it before, that we were going to support these certain people, and he's like, maybe we're supporting the wrong side of the coin here, because they were kind of complaining, but it's something that happens at most of the meetings. But I also saw from their side that it makes them uncomfortable due to their religion or lack of religion, or their counter-religion or their lack of religion. And I was like, if it makes them uncomfortable, we don't have to, because you have other options of a prayer you could do. So I was all for not making people uncomfortable. But now, like, we were the minority vote, and now everyone's like, so it was funny. But I told Rich just blame it on me, because all the guys are like, Rich, why did you vote that way? So just tell him your wife made you. Which I did. He wasn't even raising his hand. I was like, raise your hand. I really did make him. Because we had talked about it before, the way we were going to vote, but then he all of a sudden wasn't raising his hand. I was like, raise your hand. But we still lost the vote. But honestly, I don't really care. I'm all for whatever. But we were trying to support these other people that I feel really passionately about. One of the people is Richard's sponsor. So I was trying to... But then we voted different than him in one of the other things. And so he was getting on Richard about that. Why'd you do that? They get really like upset about this stuff. We're just like... we don't really care. It's fine either way for us, for most of the things they're voting on. It's like... Should it be yellow or orange? I don't really care. You know what I mean? But some people are like, no. It has to be this. So it was a new perspective of the meetings today. And we had a great time for Richard's birthday. Oh, I made him get a massage because he got me a massage for my birthday. I don't know if you guys heard about that. So Richard, the coolest thing, he got me this chair. this wonderful blanket, and a bunch of clothes, which I've been really enjoying. My outfit today was a new outfit. I haven't come home. I actually returned some of the stuff because he just went too crazy, and I returned the ones that didn't fit right. I mean, they fit okay, but I was like, you know what? You went too much. So I returned a couple of the stuff to Amazon, but I still kept like a bunch. Like I have like, so like 5 new skirts, like 2 new dresses, like 3 new tops, even 2 new shoes. He went all out for me. So, and then the chair, which I love. I'm so happy about that. I tried to put both chairs in here. He's like, why don't you just move the other chair? And I was like really attached to that big old chair being here. And I was like, yeah, I probably should just do that. And I put it in the kitchen, which makes more sense. Because I didn't take that from the kitchen. The neighbors were throwing those out, and I didn't have a chair. So I put one here and I put one in the kitchen because Annette's the only one that sits at the counter. But it always made sense for both of them to be up there. But we only had one person sitting there, and I didn't have a chair at all. So I put it back here. But I didn't take it from the kitchen. It wasn't like it was actually the neighbors had that on bulk day. We're throwing those out, those big old black chairs, the ones that Annette sits on at the kitchen. So now there's 2, but still no one's sitting on the other one. But it makes much more sense out there. But I didn't have a chair. So I just would sit in that chair. So funny, I thought I've never really had a chair. But then I was like, okay, one time I did. Because I was thinking, I've never had a chair. Like I was thinking like in the sense, not like I sat on the floor. I'm just saying like a chair that was your chair, you know, like where you're like, this is my lazy boy or this is, you know, my chair. But, you know, I think a lot of times I either sat on my bed when I was young. I don't think I had a chair necessarily in my room. And then as an adult, well, me and Rich had couches for a lot of time, but then there was one time I remembered I did have a chair in 2014 to 2016, no, 2014 to 2017, we got these chairs that this lady here in Summerlin, was on Craigslist back then, was advertising getting rid of all this stuff because her husband had passed away, and she was very nice stuff. And was selling it for a pretty good deal. So me and Rich got these chairs that were kind of similar to this, but much bigger. They were kind of more like the one Rich is in, but they were kind of close to this color, but leather. Really nice chairs. All those were awesome. So I did have one of those. I forgot about that. But other than that, this is the first time I really had like my own chair where it's like, this is my chair. Well, and apparently it's Casper's chair too. So I at first was thinking, how am I going to keep him away from it? Like he's going to tear my chair up and da-da-da. I thought maybe I'll close the closet door while we're gone. But I'm like, but at night, he's going to go in there, and I'm not going to close it at night because I'll literally run into the glass. I can see that, forgetting that it's closed. Because my phone's in here, I can just see me in the middle of the night, like, trying to get up to it, and bang, he run into because it's a mirror closet. And I'm like, that's just going to be bad because I'm so used to it being open. And also Casper, the same thing. I feel like he's going to run into the mirror because it can be confusing because it's a mirror, too. And he might think, not know it's a mirror and then run right into it. So I tend not to close that. But then I realized when I was sitting here, he came in here and he's chewing on it too. And I'm like, I'm not going to keep him away from it. It is what it is. But he luckily is just going at the ottoman right now. But then I'm sure he'll get bored with the ottoman and come over the chair. Richard's, he's just been shredding from the bottom. One day Richard's going to fall through this chair while he's sitting there because Casper's just taking it apart from the bottom. Well, I guess it has all the metal, but he's taking all of the cushion part of it, that's for sure. That's like got all the stuffing coming out on the floor. He's so cute. He's doing really good because we're not giving him the pellets anymore, and he's much happier. He jumps around, and he's so cute. I love my bunny. He just really likes to eat, and that's only since he got neutered, so you can't fault him on that. But it's hard because that's what excites him the most is when we give him like a treat or like you see him his pellets, and so now he's a lot more like we're not his best friend anymore. Nah, he's still sweet, but he used to be really excited for us to be coming home or something. Now when we come home, he gets all excited and we're like, we don't have anything for you. He runs to the bed. He's so mad. Do you guys like Richard's apron? I found that on Amazon, and it was only YouTube. It wasn't like it had TikTok or Instagram or X to choose from. It just said the YouTube, and I was like, this is great. I love this YouTube. Let's see what else. Oh, yeah. I got this wonderful massage on my birthday that Richard had set up. Oh, best thing. Oh, this is like they're pulling your legs up in the splits and your arms back, and twisting you. Oh! My feet feel so much better. She pulled my toes out, which I haven't been able to do that in years, but to make them like crack like that's how much they hurt. She finally did, and I was like, oh, okay, there they are, they're done. Because I used to be able to like cock my feet are so messed up now. So like, you know, where you cock your joints or whatever. I haven't done that in years. She got it. I'm gonna do that, and I was like, oh. But anyways, amazing. And then for Richard's birthday, Annette wanted to go bowling, but Richard's shoulder's been really hurting, and so I said, you know, why don't we get you one of those massages and we'll go bowling another day, but you need the massage really before you go bowling. And he's like, no. I said, please do it, please, because I'm telling you, she's going to help your shoulder, and it's so cool, and it's so fun. And they really massage you for the full time, where some of these places, you feel like you're getting like 15 minutes. The rest are like, give you like 15 minutes to get dressed and undressed, and whatever, undressed and dressed, and you're like, and it's for an hour. This place was like, they were in there within like 2 minutes. You better have your clothes off and be ready, you know, and then they took it up to the full time, and they, you know, they were on this shenanigans. We used to go to this place, Massage Envy, terrible for like your hours, really more like 25 minutes, and the rest is shenanigans. And then even the girl was like taking breaks and during this one. These women were working so hard, I couldn't believe it. Standing on your back and stuff. It was great. So Richard did it. I said, what do you think? Oh, thank you. And so we're gonna do the bowling another day this week. But we were so busy with like Annette's doctor's appointment was also on Richard's birthday, and then, you know, we were going to go to 3 meetings on his birthday, but we went to 2. And between the meetings and our regular appointments and work, we are so busy. Oh, and I've made so many new girlfriends. Oh, that's the other thing that's keeping me busy. My one girlfriend is an incessant texter. Like, sometimes I go, oh, good, she's taking a nap or something. Oh, she's with her sponsor right now. But I love her to death, and I don't want her to not text me. But sometimes, and she's someone that, like, it's almost like we're having a conversation through the text where it's like, it's live, because there's no, like, delay. It's like, you know, like, we're responding to each other. Like, I can't respond, and she's saying the next thing, responding, you know. So it's almost like, we talk on the phone, too. Like, we just were talking on the phone this morning. But the problem is, it's always loud wherever I'm at. Like earlier I was in the car, and, like, Richard was on the phone with another person from the meeting, and I'm like, that's too loud. So I prefer the texting. But she's going to call me later. She's with her sponsor right now. But it's just nice. That keeps me busy, too. Like, the times that I used to just be twiddling my thumbs, I'm really, like, texting, and I'm helping other people, because the reason why we're texting is these people are going through a lot right now, and I'm not really right now. I'm like, everything's pretty good for me right now. I mean, a little more business would be helpful, but I can't help it with that. That's God sending business my way. So, and that's a Vegas thing, so we're just going to go to LA. I'm just excited. If we go to LA, I'm excited this time, because it's been a while since I haven't traveled all this year. So I would be, and I don't want to go to New York. I'm not ready, nor may I ever be ready to go to New York. That's a whole different ballpark. But going to LA, it's only for a couple days, and Richard's with me. It's very different than when I go to New York all by myself for like a week or two. And it's New York City, which is just temptation after temptation for me. For even like just eating bad food and stuff, because I'm eating healthy again. So even if I didn't do the alcohol there, like, it's temptation for eating bad food, because I'm like, I want to try all the food in New York, because it's like the best food in the world. You don't want to just do your regular, you know, healthy food that you consume when you're, you know, traveling. So it just puts me in bad behaviors going to New York, where in LA, we still stick with our regular routine, because we get hotels that they have kitchenettes. I've done that before in New York, but it's often too expensive to do that in New York. But in Los Angeles, it's fairly affordable, because they have a lot of different options in Los Angeles. I mean, you can even do like bed and breakfast and stuff. There's all kinds of different things. Where Manhattan is pretty limited on the variety of hotels, if that makes sense. I mean, they're in the sense of like, but like they're all kind of going to be pretty nice hotels. You do have like the ones that are, but even the ones that are crappy are still very expensive. So it's not like, there's not like affordable hotels there. Does that make sense? Like they don't do like those. They have a couple that have kitchenettes, but they're very compact. They don't have like those ones that have these huge space, like those extended stay kind of places. They don't have those in Manhattan, where you get like a full apartment, Not unless you're doing like an Airbnb or something like that, But I think their Airbnbs are pretty expensive there too, because we did one time, yeah. Because they have all kinds of taxes and stuff for that stuff. So, it's just different. We're in LA, there's just a lot more options for a variety of like hotels because there's just very different kinds of hotels, if that makes sense. Where New York, they're going to be different, but they're going to be kind of similar, if that makes any sense. So what I'm saying, like a lot of them are going to be very small rooms, and very compact, usually, pretty high stories, not usually very many, 2-story hotels in Manhattan or something, those ones where like those no motels, yeah. Those ones often have like kitchenettes or things. So there's just a lot of, and for a good price. So it's much easier when we go to LA to just kind of like stay on a routine and be healthy. And also we're really looking forward to going to some meetings in LA because there's some really good meetings there. So I also would have looked forward to going to meetings in New York, but I don't know if I would have been able to stay sober the whole time in New York. So what good would the meetings be if I can't even stay sober? You know what I mean? You go to the meetings, stay sober. I don't know if that would even in New York keep me sober. Like that's how much of it's scary to me. Now in the future, I know that will be better, but I only have 65 days. So it would be very unsmart, very not a good choice for my sobriety to risk it. You know what I mean? And that's why I had a trip in January. We lost out on our airfare. I mean, it was non-refundable. Luckily, the hotels were refundable, so we got that money back. But we had the trip ready to go, and I decided like a couple days before. I mean, it was less than a week before, I think. About a week, maybe it was about a week that I didn't want to go because I was really scared about my sobriety. And I ended up having one more day that I messed up because the trip was going to be before my last relapse, which was January 22nd. But the trip would have definitely just been an insane relapse, but that one was only a one-day thing, and then I got back on track, and now I've been on track for the last 65 days, and I now am in such a different space than I was 65 days ago. Even though I was going to meetings, I was not doing any of the work, and I did not have a sponsor yet, and I had not started the steps, and I was not doing readings.
Someone named King One says,
or praying.
Feels what you're
or meditating.
saying. They have 33 days today.
Good. Yeah, and if you do all those things, then you know it's different. There was a lady that shared the other day saying that, she got 2 years, so it was her anniversary, her birthday. She was saying, when it's your last drink. Like, like other times, like, you didn't know, like you kind of like, were hesitant in your mind. She's like, but when you know, like, and then you go, and that's how I feel like, cause now I'm just, for one thing, like all of my friends are sober. Like I have no other friends really besides sober ones. So like, it would be really weird for me to even like everything now in our life is this sobriety stuff. Like everyone we talk to, everyone we text, everyone we talk on the phone with, we like live and breathe this. So like, it would be so
That's probably
weird.
Why it's a little easier too. Like what? Because if we had a bunch like, let's say if we were friends with all the people online that are drinking, right?
Right, it would be hard if we were constantly interacting.
Calling up like, are you going to come do this?
Right, we don't have that. So like, this is our first real solid friend. I mean, we had a handful of people, like that we had kind of been friendly with, like we, like Amanda came over and stuff like that. But I'm saying like, we had not really had like solid friends that we'd like, like talk to every day and text every day, call on the phone, see every day. Probably since me and Richard were, young, because, your drinking buddies are not really like, those are, fair weather friends, but this is like solid friends. Like if we don't show up, they'll be like, where are you guys? And when I don't go with Rich, when I go to the other meetings, they're always like, where's Joy? And they're worried about me. Like they think like, he's like, oh, she's at a meeting with a sponsor. Like, oh, okay. That's all right.
So yeah, because we're all family there.
Yeah, we're a family now.
Family.
Mm-hmm. Especially the meeting that we went to the business meeting for.
Tiffany agrees exactly what you say about like when someone's 2 years and they said they knew that was exactly their last time.
Yeah, like, and that's how I feel this time, because all those times, you guys, I was telling you guys all those times that it wasn't my last time. Remember when I kept going to New York? Because I wasn't in the program then. But remember, I'd be like, oh no, I'm going to drink again. I'm just doing this. I mean, I was very aware that I was going to drink again. Like, I was not even trying to, like, I wasn't even trying to, like, stop for real. I was saying, oh, I'm stopping for X amount to, like, and then when I go to New York, I went, you know what I mean? So I was, but now, no, like, honestly, it seems so foreign in my mind because we live and breathe everyday sobriety that it's like, why would I drink? Like, it's so weird. Like, and like I said, I guarantee I would run into someone, because I don't go into that Whole Foods, which is where we've been shopping a lot lately because it's right by our meeting. There's one right by our meeting that I don't walk in that store without seeing someone I know now, like every single time. And right there, I mean, I used to like to had these kombuchas, hard kombuchas there, or the hard ciders. I get both those. They had this organic hard cider, and I was thinking about that the last time I got that was like right before, you know, we started getting locked into these meetings, and I'm like, it's interesting that now. But what's interesting is what I was saying is probably those people were there, but I didn't know them yet. You know, does that make sense? Like, it probably was the same people. They probably still were shopping, you know. But it's just now those people would know me, and there's like an accountability. Not that I'm worried that people are going to see me, but it would be like, if I'm like, Joy, what are you buying? You know what I mean? And I, you know, they would be like, wait, you know what I mean? Like, and
Joy said that she's very happy for you that you're trying this.
Mm-hmm. You guys want to hear a funny story?
What? Is
the day that I did relapse, I decided to get the alcohol I was going to, let me tell you this. I was going to get the alcohol. So Richard didn't go to the meeting that day. I went by myself. And this is when I didn't have a sponsor yet. And I hadn't been praying, and I hadn't done stuff. I had a big book, but I wasn't reading it. I wasn't, you know, doing anything except for go to meetings. And Richard didn't go to a meeting with me. And I was still at that point where, like, if I was kind of pretty much left alone, I was like, who knows what's going to happen. So, but he was tracking the phone, and I knew he was going to, because this was like, it was for accountability, like, so you don't stop at a bar or something like that. I'm gonna know where you're at, but he couldn't go to the meeting. He wasn't feeling well or something, so I said, oh, I'll just stop at a gas station. Before, this was right near the place, and I'll just grab like 2 drinks that I could just say, you know, whatever, I had to go pee or use the gas station, whatever. And if he does see that I stop, but I thought maybe he won't notice, because he was sleeping, you know, because he wasn't feeling well. And I go in there, and I'm standing in line to pay. I have these 2, I forget what they were. It was like one of those hard seltzer, and then like a hard cider. It was a hard cider and a hard seltzer. And I'm in line, and here walks in one of the guys from the meeting, and I just freeze, and I'm like, and then I go and I put it away, but I didn't know if he had seen me, and I felt so like, you know, caught with the kid in the hand in the cookie jar, and so I didn't end up getting it. I put him back, but unfortunately, I would hope that would have been enough. And I went to the meeting, and I didn't drink before the meeting. I was gonna not drink before the meeting. I was gonna drink after the meeting, but I was gonna get it so that, because Richard was gonna see, you know, did you come straight home after the meeting, which I needed that. He was not trying to be controlling. I needed that in the beginning. It was like, if I go out, try where I am, because I'm that, you know, close to the edge here. So I was embarrassed, but that guy never saw that I was buying, but later I've talked to him about it. I told him the story. But after the meeting, I decided to go to Whole Foods, and that's right. And Richard did. He said, why did you stop at Whole Foods? And he had seen, and I said, oh, I'd use the restroom, whatever, but he didn't really believe me. Like, and later that day, he was like, you drank, didn't you? And it was just interesting, because in my one relapse day, I literally did get caught. And that was early on. Now we know even more people, you know what I mean? And it was an interesting thing for me to experience that, you know, like, I am not alone with this anymore, but there literally are people all around the community now that we all shop at the same stores. We definitely, they saw you where I'm wandering around when I'm drunk. There would be a handful of people that saw me for sure. For one thing, there's several people that live in our community The lady who we're filling in for her, did I tell you guys that me and Rich are co-chairing because we're filling in for the lady? She lives in our community. She's a good friend of ours, and I'm sure she would see me if I was, because I used to wander around this neighborhood wasted. In my pajamas. And she's not the only person. We go to meetings in our community, so there are tons of people we know now because they all go to these meetings, and I guarantee I would be spotted by a lot of people. And not that I care what these people think, but I do care what these people think because they're important to me. They're like my family now, and they would be very upset to see that. You know what I mean? Like, as I would be upset to see that, I'm wasted. You know, so just little things like that. It's good to have that accountability and to go. We thought we'd bounce around meetings just because we thought it'd keep it interesting, but it's really good. You can go to different meetings, but like, if you can find a meeting that's like your home group, it's important because you have that accountability with those people where they're like, where were you? We didn't, you're normally here, Or if you're jumping around meetings all the time, there's no accountability because they're like, oh, you're only sometimes here, But the problem is I have my 2 meetings, so that's been difficult for me because I've been trying to balance the 2 because they can't be done on the same day, which drives me nuts. If they could just had one, if one could be at 8:30, my life would be so much easier. One's at 7, one's at 8, so I'm not going to be late because that's rude. I'm going to be late to meetings, and I'm not going to leave a meeting early because that's rude unless I absolutely have to. But I'd have to every time do that, you know what I mean? And that would just be, I'd have to every day leave the one early and probably be late to the other one, and that's just being selfish in a sense. Now you're like disrupting other people because you have to go to both. But I wish the times were a little different because I'm feeling really torn because I have people at my 7 a.m. being like, we want you here every day. Like several people, especially my girlfriends, I have several there now, that they're like, we don't like when you go to the other meeting. But then now I have my girlfriends at the other meeting that are like, we really miss you. And they're texting me like, where are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm trying to get over there. But then my sponsor, she's been out of town, so I didn't go to my other meeting as much. I've been in the other one. But then all of them are like, we missed you. Where are you? And then I've been like, oh, I feel very torn in a good way. I mean, it's nice to feel wanted, but it's also sucks when I can't please everyone. Like, my sponsor really wants me to be there, not just for me to see her because that's her meeting. So they feel offended when I go to the other meeting because they're like, oh, you like that meeting better? I mean, that's what they say. Oh, you like that meeting better than us? Which you're not supposed to do that. But they do naturally get their feelings hurt. And I'm like, kind of like in the back of my mind, like, yeah, I do. But I love my sponsor and I love my sponsor's sister. So it's like I love some of these people over here, but I do like this meeting better. And I love these people over here too. But I actually like the format of this other meeting better. I like the location better. I like just the whole thing. But I do equally love some of the people. It's not like I love, like the ones that I love, I equally love them. But the actual meeting, yeah, I do like the 7 a.m. better than, and I also like that it's at 7 a.m. because I'm up these days at 3 a.m. just because I wake up ready for my meeting and I'm like, oh, when's it starting? All right. And the 8 a.m. I'm like, oh, it's too long away. But amazingly, I wake up that early and sometimes 1 a.m., sometimes 2 a.m. And I just get up, like I just wake up, no alarm. It's just, I just wake up and I want to be up and I'm like, all right, I guess I'm up for the rest of the morning. But I have so much stuff to do in the morning because I'm either cleaning, hanging with Casper, doing my readings, my prayers, or now it's been texting people all morning from the program. Like people, in the mornings now, people have been blowing up my phone early in the mornings. And then I'm trying to get ready for the meeting. And with all of those things combined, and I do laundry in the morning, I do the whole shebang. I'm like, at the last second, like, oh shoot, I haven't got dressed for the meeting, I'm like, oh, we gotta go. Where normally I was like the one like, come on, Rich, let's go. And I'm like, he's like, are you ready? I was like, oh my gosh, what time is it? Oh geez. He's been like texting and stuff. Yeah. And that's been like, but I'm doing something the whole time. I'm not just saying, I'm like, all morning I feel like I'm being productive. And when I'm texting, this is not just like effing off. This is texting people because it's like helping them and they help me. It's helping other alcoholics. So it's like very important to me. If it was just like, some friend, whatever. But it's like, no, it's people that are really struggling in certain things, even if it's a relationship thing, but that's really affecting they're nervous, they're going to drink, because they're so upset about something. So you try to, my one friend, has got these boy issues, but she's dating someone in the program. So it's very related. And then now she didn't want to go to the meeting. He didn't want to go to the meeting, and it's just like, it can be, that's why it's tough dating in the program. It's not really something that people tend to like, but it happens. You're not supposed to do it in your early sobriety, but, later in sobriety, it happens. People get married and, it works. Early sobriety, they do not. They really frown upon that. They call it, call it 13-stepping. But anyways, those things can affect someone's sobriety, so you really don't want someone to start spiraling. And so when I hear that, and then both of the girls that I talk to a lot are having boy issues with their guys, and both of them tend to spiral with those things. So I'm like really trying to like really help, but I'm not just like, we're not just like having a chat about like, nothing. It's like, no, like, cause they're like, all upset. Why do I even care? Why should I even try? And want to throw the towel and everything. And I'm like, no. So I'm like really engaged in these conversations, whether it be on the phone or with texting, but it's like a really engaged texting. It's like where it's just like back and forth, as if we were on the phone. And sometimes we're talking on the phone, sometimes it's I'm even talking on the phone, and I don't even like talking on the phone, and I'm talking on the phone with people. Like where we're just like, you're on the phone. I'm like, oh, I didn't expect that. On the phone in the car, I'm like on the phone everywhere. And I generally feel that the people need to have the talk when they call me, so I do put that pretty much first before a lot of other things, right now, because it's like, if someone calls you, they probably need you. I mean, that's kind of how the program works. So, a lot of people have a number, and then a lot of people have been dealing with death. Like the one lady, her daughter and her granddaughter died, like on the same day, and I've been chatting a lot with her, and then, she's been sharing, like, the memorial stuff, like the things that they wrote about them and all this kind of stuff. And so when she sends me that stuff, I try to respond as quickly as possible. Like the other day, I hearted, because someone will text me, and so when I read their text, I'll heart it, but I don't heart it till I read it. Or if it's not a heart applicable one, then I'll maybe use a different thing if it's, something you're not supposed to heart. It's tough when you're saying, like, ooh, that's what they say, like, oh, I just like chopped my leg off. You're like, oh, down heart? I mean, like, sometimes you're like, what is the expression for that? Like, some of them, I usually like exclamation if it's something like crazy. You're just like, I don't know, that was a bad example, but you know what I'm saying? So like, oh, my boyfriend dumped me. I'm like, what's the emoji for this? Like, so I want them to know that I had read what they wrote, and I'm like, exclamation, I guess. It's the only one there's other ones, but I did exclamation. I think thumb down just seems dislike. But anyways, so I'll do that, and then I'll respond. And you do the reply, because I was on the iPhones, the reply. Because our threads get so we're like, it's like thing after thing, because she's replying to something else, and then so I do the reply thing. But as I'm replying, and then like 9 other messages come in, and I'm like, reply. But I try to heart it so she knows which one I'm at, and then reply. Some of these people like feverishly. I think they do the talk to text, and I don't do that. I don't like it. So I'm sitting there like trying to. My thumbs are falling off, and then there's like 9 million messages coming in. But anyways, sometimes something will come up where like Rich needs me or something. Life happens where I had hearted it, and then I didn't get to reply. Well, then I feel bad because then you're like. I don't just do a heart. If someone sends me like a long-winded thing, I don't just go like heart. Unless they was like at the end of it. But I'll always respond to people. So sometimes I'll have to be like, hey, let me respond to that in a minute. I have to go do this thing because I feel like it's such a thing where people are kind of like waiting and they're kind of sitting where I've never felt that need to like kind of like, I don't know, but things can be misconstrued if you kind of blow people off, and so I try to really, not unintentionally blow people off, So I'm trying to be really good about that because, it's very serious in the program that, you could affect someone's sobriety. It's not your fault, but you could be that little catalyst, that, the final straw, unintentionally by, maybe they're like seeking out to talk to you, and then you blow them off unintentionally, and they're like, forget it, gotta go drink. So I just don't want to be that. So I find it very important, but it's crazy because sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I have other things that are really important too that I need to be doing, and I'm just sitting here texting or talking on the phone because I'm trying to get my undivided attention. But I find it good because it gives me kind of purpose, like helping someone else. That's the whole thing about the program. So it works when it works, is what they say, but it really does work in the sense of like getting out of your own head. And it's been really helping me with any sort of addiction I've had or any sort of thing that was plaguing me where I just was like, over focusing on something. I've just really been like focusing on other people's problems more than my own, and then like helping my friends. And then I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, not that much bad things are occurring in my life, like I used to like get all uptight about the stupidest little things. I've really learned a lot of humility in just, do you know what's the biggest one? I was gonna say in the last several months, but really in the whole process of this on and off when I was drinking in 2025, a lot of humility there because I really made a fool of myself. But what really is embarrassing now is what I did to the car. And even though I wasn't drinking at the time it happened, my drinking led to it because I drank a couple of days before. Or Richard says it was like the day before. I don't remember. But I was still kind of like shaky because that's when I was like, I would be shaky when I drank that heavily. And so that eyesore of the car is very embarrassing at these meetings where people have really nice vehicles. And it's a humbling thing because we could have got it fixed by now. It's $1,000 for the insurance deductible. We couldn't have fixed that. Our own pocket for this like $5,000 to fix it or something, but it's $1,000 deductible. We could have done that, but it was one of those things that wasn't a priority. But I think it's also a humbling thing for me because I have to now. Every time I'm going, people do comment at the meetings, our car looks like crap right now. They're like, what? And these are very, wealthy, to-do people, and I'm just like, but it's good because most times if someone does something really bad like that, where it's like alcohol related, and mine is like not where it wasn't, I was literally not drinking the day that it happened. It's just, I was such a drinker during that time that when I stopped drinking, I was worse than when I was drinking, in the sense of like shaky and like should not be driving because I'm too on edge. And I, misjudged that. I'm usually very good at gauging the size of my car when you're parking or something, but miscalculate on that one and hit that cement dumpster thing or concrete, whatever it is around the dumpster. And it's just so ugly now because the light shattered and not shattered, it's broke. And not the light, sorry, the glass around the light. The light still works amazingly. If the light didn't work, we would have had to get it fixed right away. The light is still functional. It just looks bad. It's just an eyesore. But it's humbling for me because I like things to be perfect. And we drive it with a most beat up Mercedes, which was such a nice car. Like beginning of last year, I was so proud of it, and now I'm like embarrassing. I mean, I still love my car. In the inside, when we're in it, we're like, this feels great. When you look at the outside, you're like, oh goodness. I'm always like, Rich, turn it around, park it the other way, we're not facing everybody. But it's humbling. It's a humbling experience because I like things to just be so, and it's not the case. And living here has definitely been humbling, especially when people see where we live. Because I always had very, very clean places, so this is new to me. Living in a not so clean place, but it is what it is. Each day gets a little better that I'm sober because I clean more than I did the day before. All right, guys, I want to go have breakfast, and hopefully Richard will come take you guys. So it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. 65 days today. I'm trying to think. Yeah, we got. So April will be fun for us for service commitments. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous because I have to pick a reading. So I'm already like starting to think about it. It's not until middle of April, but I'm like, what am I going to pick? So that's actually going to give me a lot of motivation to get into the big book more because I haven't even read the book. Sponsor's taking a snail pace. She keeps going out of town. She's insanely busy, but I love her. I don't want to change. There's moments that I've thought about changing sponsors because she's really busy. Like, she has so much she's involved in. And she's at a conference right now. But she's so cute. She keeps sending me photos of her at the conference. It's so funny. She's hilarious. But every once in a while I'll be like, I need to change sponsors because she's gone so much. But then I'll be like, oh, but I love my sponsor so much. So I'm like, yeah, there's no race. But it's a little frustrating because we're supposed to meet every week, but then she's been going out of town a lot. So we've missed a couple weeks that she was just out of town, which this week is another one. And she's back on Monday, so I'll see her on Monday. But she left on Wednesday. And I think it's 2 weeks ago. She was gone for a whole week. We don't get any step work done. It's me reading a segment, but me and her do this.
Have fun day here, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Have fun day here, buddy.
We're back. Hold on. Well, super sorry about that. Hold on, let me get this. All right. Hello. How is Joy doing there? Did she do pretty good? Was she holding court okay? Oh, hey, Steer Beef, come on, man. Listen, I appreciate that, but that's not necessary. Okay, definitely. Y'all remember the secret handshakes? Okay, and we're gonna come up with on the agenda today. I want to talk about a couple things. I want to come up with our new in-house, like a little signal. You know, like in Fight Club, they had that little wink. You know, I want us to have ours. So you guys know, I know, you know. You know what I mean? So I was gonna say we could do like some sort of something. I was thinking like a hand signal, but that might be a little too obvious. You know, like, oh no, can't do that. Gotta think, okay? Yeah. Whatever you do, you can't tell Mama Snoop. Whatever we decide it is, Mama Snoop cannot know what it is. That's the whole point. that's the whole reason why we're doing it. I'm just kidding, Mama Snoop. Great to see you today. How are you? How's life out there in Kentucky, or wherever you may be? Yeah, we got the secret handshake. Okay, yeah. Just make sure don't tell Snoop. And then she's gonna tell everybody. And then what are we gonna? It won't be a secret handshake anymore. Once she tells everybody, then what do we do after that? Hey, am I from the USA? With your solo property, we are. How'd you figure that out? We don't want any problems with anybody. That's kind of the motto around here. No problems. Where are you from, Mr. Property? Solo Property? Well, hey, what's up, Jackie? Indonesia? Oh, that is awesome. You know what? We just got a rock from, well, we didn't really get a rock. You'd have to watch the video. But for those of you who watch the video, you know what I'm talking about. The rock we gave Gloria, I told them it was from Indonesia. I told her. So, do you see what I'm saying? Okay, that was, when was that? When did we do the rock gift? I can't remember. Oh yeah, that was on my birthday. So, what is today? So, that was 2 days ago. So, 2 days ago, we did this thing, and I said, you remember the rock? Yeah. Right, we love Indonesia. And I said, hey, this is a rock. And Mom was like, how much you pay for that? And Joy was like, $200. But I got it on sale for $150. And she's like, Joy was like, let me touch it. Must have magical powers. And then she said, I could just buy that rock like, anyway, I could just go out the street, she said, up the hill and grab a rock that looks very similar to that rock. I said, no. This rock is from Indonesia, and it must have been the shipping that made it cost so much. I don't know why I picked Indonesia, but I am so glad that you're here, Mr. Indonesia, because it's just one of those little winks from the universe, like, whoa, like everything's kind of connected in some really weird, random way. Do you ever get that feeling too? Are you by the beach by any chance in Indonesia? I hear they have some very, very lovely white sands. When do I come to Indonesia? Man. Honest truth, very likely never. I mean, if I was in college and you asked me that question, I mean, I would have been like, I don't know, man. I'm out to explore places. Tell me about Indonesia, and maybe I would have gone there instead of to Switzerland or other places I went. That would have been a better time to ask me that. But now, my friend, I have nothing profound to say. Sadly, when you turn 58 years old, you don't get instantly smarter or anything. It's just kind of the same as it was the day before. I was hoping for some sort of like, well, I mean, some sort of finite wisdom, of course, but something that would be able to, that I could be like, hey, you know, like you're over here now, so listen, you get access to these sets of files. You know, I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see, what do I want to talk about? Let's talk about, I don't know, Mesothopia. What about reincarnation? What about reincarnating as Methotopians? Woo! You know, the blues. You can just say anything over that and it sounds bluesy, you know, like Mama Snoop gave me a watch and chain. Mama Snoop gave me a watch and chain. Mama Snoop gave me a watch and chain. I found out later that she stole it in the rain. But that's okay because I don't know the refrain. Oh, now you want some too? Okay, fine. So then we kissed my grits. Yeah, we kissed it all over the place. Until we didn't have no space. So we called up. Steal your beef. You watch yourself or he'll steal your beef. Watch yourself. Steal your beef. Watch yourself or he'll steal your beef. Mama Snoop, you know you gotta droop. Somebody throw me some goddamn lyrics, damn it. Oh, excuse me. I'm really working on not swearing. Well, I lost my inspiration. Led Zeppelin, man. You know what I'm trying to do. I'm just doing off top of my head. I don't have any music or anything in front of me. And I haven't heard Zeppelin never. I can't believe that. That's crazy. I'm fucking nutball. Oh my gosh. I don't even know. I think I'm losing my mind. I don't even know. I should. Okay. What do you guys think? Deep Purple? Deep Purple. Who's calling out these songs? Yeah. Smoke on the water. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. Oh God, I'm so embarrassed. Yeah. Okay, we're all having a great time today. Hey guys, listen, I enjoyed the stream. I had fun. Hope you guys did too. See you guys next time. Woo.